Well, congratulations on this. What a deeply haunting uh, film that is not easy to watch, but yet you can't quite take your eyes off of it because it's just it pulls you in and pulls you in. So congratulations on to the both of you for creating, which I think is a very vital piece. If people, when they see it, they can really get so much out of it.
Mhm.
So, Veronika, I wanted to start with you. You both came across a podcast, I believe, in the U.S. From U.S. historian Kathy Stewart, who spoke about the phenomenon of suicide by proxy in the 17th and 18th centuries. And from my understanding, you knew immediately that this was a story you both wanted to tell. So, why?
Um, yeah, I mean, we were actually Severin came across Severin came across of this podcast through a friend, and when we listened to it, we were surprised that we have never heard about this phenomenon, which obviously took place in our home country, and we were equally, I think, interested in women like committing crimes, which is not that often portrayed in film history. So we kind of contacted Kathy Stewart, the historian, and then she opened her archive to us and sent us or let us read all those court protocols, court files. And then what happened was like our what we call our emotional starting point of the whole project, because there was this woman, this very ordinary farmer's woman, who kind of told about all her kind of fears and hopes um, and issues and her ordinary life. And this is very rare in history because history doesn't speak about ordinary people usually. It speaks about rich and noble people and royals and maybe artists, famous artists, but not about ordinary people, about farmers. And there are also only a few sources about their lives, and so we were really intrigued in her kind of life and were kind of hypnotized the minute we read that. And it was an Austrian case too. So yeah, we kind of decided that we need to make a film about her.
Are you on mute, Greg?
There we go. This is not a horror film, but it is horrifying. So, Severin, I'm wondering if you could talk about how you approach this period film about depression. Right, a film about depression isn't all too common. What approach did you take to overcoming this particular challenge?
Yeah, I mean, it was clear from the start that it should be about depression and that it should portray this illness truthfully, at least to how we understand it. And that's challenging because it's sort of an maybe anti-social sort of disease. I'm sorry.
Something is ringing.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. So it's sort of an what's
Maybe it's a phone.
it's a
Just
phone,
pick it
but I
up.
don't know why. So it's kind of an antisocial disease, which makes it hard. There, yeah, hello.
I can continue. Maybe it makes it hard for a movie when you have because if you have a depressive person, it's like a passive main protagonist, and that's why we kind of we wanted to show more, like to also to be able to feel with her. We wanted to show her inner life or her inner horror, because you said it's not a horror film but it's horrifying. That's because we wanted to show this inner horror of depression. And I don't know, you can continue now. It was a question for you, so yeah, I don't, yeah. So so that was the task that we kind of, And it was difficult because, as I said, if you have like someone who's really depressive, it's a passive character in a way, because it's and so it was hard to create a character for which you can still feel or root for. And yeah, that's what we tried.
Got it. Was there a genre or a narrative precursor or even a Hollywood film that served as a particular kind of influence or curiosity that you may have drew from for this?
Actually, we saw the movie maybe, which might have influenced us, but we saw it like decades ago, and now we rewatched it like after we made the film. It's a film by Imamura.
Arayama from
I don't know if you know it.
1983.
From 1983, Pilot of Narayama. And we are, I think, we are great cinephiles. So we watch rather old movies than new movies. So there might be many films which influenced us, but there's not a specific one. I mean, we like, actually, we also watched, for example, we watched many historic movies. For example, Ken Russell's The Devils.
Yeah, we don't watch them for.
I love.
Yeah, which we love.
We love.
Yeah.
We love.
Yeah.
The Devils, yeah, that another one, very powerful. So, can you chat a little bit about why you feel the subject of depression isn't often shown in films, why it's important to show that?
Because it's like it's widely spread and widely common in all our countries, I guess, and it's not very much talked about because it's still a taboo if people don't function as society wants them to function in a way. And that's why we feel it's very relevant and necessary, because Agnes in our film, she could have been like maybe an artist. She's very sensitive. She sees beauty in the world where other people don't. But it's just like all the people surrounding her in society, in her society, there is no room for this very specific view of the world. The world doesn't listen to Agnes, and that what throws her into depression. Because she's not behaving like all the other people behave. She's an outsider. And I think that's what happens to very many people still today. And that's, I think, why it's very relevant to make a film about depression, to discuss it more and to talk to it, and maybe find a way of how to have it not as much as a stigma as it's in many, at least in many countries in the world.
I mean, nowadays, as you know, I mean, there's a lot of pressure putting on people, as it was at that time. Just like the pressure, the kind of pressure might have changed. So at that time, there were like religious dogmas and certain rules we might not have anymore. But in our days, it's a capitalistic society which puts pressure on people, and people kind of sometimes, or very often actually, more and more don't function anymore because they just can't. And so this was a theme kind of which also really interested us, and I think it kind of, it's a bridge between past and present times.
Right. Well, it's astounding that women who were depressed, suffering at that time, would resort to the lengths that they went to actually commit a crime, kill somebody in order to be executed and be free of their inner conflict, basically. Can you chat a little bit about lead actress Anja Plaschg? I think I said her name okay.
Anja Plaschg, yeah.
Yeah. I understand she was originally asked to score the film, but that soon changed. So can you unpack that?
She still scored the film, but because she's quite a famous composer and musician in Austria and in Europe, So we had the feeling that she might be able to connect to the subject matter and to this historical phenomenon. So we sent her the script and had a meeting just to talk about the music. But she then she wrote us a letter how she read the script and what she thought about the character and the world she was living in. And we could feel that Anja is deeply connected and had a great understanding of what this woman must have went through. And that's when we thought, okay, maybe although she's not a professional actress, maybe there is a version of the film with her also playing the part. And that's where we asked her to come to an audition. I mean, come to an audition. It was specifically just us and her, and we tried some stuff and realized that she's incredibly talented because as a musician, she has a great sense of rhythm and timing, and she's very precise and able to, like a professional actress, do things the exact same way over and over and over again. And being like a performer on stage, like as a musician, she's also somebody who wants to experience something while doing, let's say, a concert or a film. So she was always about also physically and emotionally experiencing something real during the shoot, which is very rare that she combines those two very different qualities. So it was a true blessing.
And at first we thought maybe, as she's not a professional actress, she cannot do some scenes we intended to make her do. But in the end, she did everything and even added with lots of ideas to the character and to the film. So when it comes to that she's collecting those insects, for example, or flowers, that's an idea she brought up. So yeah, one of many.
I'm wondering for you, what ways did you shake the film off after you filmed it? Did you go out for a drink and go, I've got to, because it's a very somber film.
Yeah, it is. But like making it was not such a somber expedition, so to put it. So it was shot during COVID, and like everybody was like confined to their homes, and it was basically you had the feeling there is not a lot to experience, and we were in the lucky situation to be all like out there together and having this exciting adventure of making a film together. So that was actually, it was a really exciting and fun time for everybody involved. And of course, the subject matter of the film guarantees that it's not always funny, but of course, what we do and what we think we're good at is that after each shooting day, we try to, I don't know, cook something or have some sort of party together to be able to digest all of what we just lived through. So I think overall it was kind of a very joyful and exciting experience for everybody. But that's also part of the work. I think nobody thinks that that's part of being a film director, but I think it's equally important that the crew who contribute so much and the actors who contribute so much, that they really feel welcome, that they feel they're a team and they're all fighting for the same goals in a way. And I think in order to achieve that, you need to cook a lot of carb and make a lot of parties.
Exactly. Well, on a sort of related subject, you directed several episodes of Servant, which was a brilliant series. And I'm wondering if you can comment on working with Nell Tiger Free. What surprised you with her, or did she shock you as much as she shocked us?
I think she she was very young when she started acting when she was in Game of Thrones before, but I think she made a real was an amazing journey as an actress during the course of those 4 seasons. And I think in the end she was really I think because we had scenes with her that were also very emotional and very difficult. And in television, you don't have so much time neither to prepare nor to shoot those scenes. And we're kind of worried if we would be able or if she would be able to pull it off. but actually we felt she was like very ambitious and really trying to give us her best performance. So it was really like it was a very good collaboration with her as well, and we would be happy to work with her anytime if she wanted to.
I love that. Well, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
the chat, and congrats on the film.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.